Hello everybody, and welcome to the Wonderfully Hopeless podcast. My name is Charity, and it is March 20th, and it is 6 p.m. And the sun is right there, and a little bright. Yeah, it's been a week, so let's talk about it, and let's talk about my crafting. If you didn't know, this is a crafting podcast where I get up to, or talk about all the crafting I get up to. And it depends on the week on what crafting it is. This week we have knitting and Tunisian crochet and diamond painting and some coloring. No cross stitch. It's been a crazy busy week. So what has been going on? So again, warmer weather means all of the outside chores have been, and that was last week. It's been cold this week, or cooler. So we had, I had to help my husband keg his beer because my husband brews beer. So I had to help him keg his beer. And then we had St. Patty's Day, so there was the cooking of the corned beef and things like that for him. And then, what else did we have going on? I feel like there was some other big project. Oh, so I built 2 raised beds. Those got done. So now I just have to get the chainsaw out and cut some stuff down, and I'll put like some limbs and things in the bottom of the raised bed, and then I'll put dirt on top of that to fill my raised bed. So I need to do that. The normal house chores. Yesterday I did my math. Yesterday was also SAT day at work, so that meant proctoring the PSAT all morning long. That's always fun. I started my week without having lesson plans done. That's a horrible idea. But got everything level set at work. And hopefully this video is not going to be too long so that I can get some crafting in. Because, yeah, I'd like to get some crafting in. I am feeling very, very much like I don't get enough crafting done. I love to watch all the crafting videos. And everybody's got so many finished objects and or have made massive amounts of progress, and I never seem to get anywhere on anything. That being said, you know, last week I finished my husband's socks, and I do have a finish for this week, and I just always feel like I'm not getting enough done. I don't make enough progress. I just constantly feel like I'm 3 steps behind, and it doesn't matter how much I get done, I always feel like I could be doing more. I should be doing more. I don't have all the craft time in the world, but I do have what I think is a decent amount, and then that just makes me decide that I'm a slow crafter, because every time I watch somebody else do their video, they always get way more than I did done. And I know that's silly, but that's what goes in my head. So hey, my dog just came in, and she really wants on the bed, but she's not allowed on the bed. So she's trying to decide if she's going to. Nope, she's going back to my husband's office because he has double stacked dog beds and I only have a single stacked dog bed. So she's going to go back in there. So, yeah. Anyway. me whining about not having enough craft time. Whatever. Let it go. So, my cat's giving me a weird look. So, let's talk about what crafting I did get done. So, I didn't get cross stitch done. Cross stitch, I really wanted to work on my cross stitch, but I didn't really get a chunk of time to just sit down and craft. It's been a lot of little bits here and there. So, cross stitch just didn't quite make it. Really wanted to sit down Sunday and work on my Serenity Prayer. And again, by the time I got everything done and everything ready for work and all that stuff, I just didn't have any more time left to sit down and stitch. Not to mention the vast amounts of insomnia last week have left me really tired. So, there's that. But anyway, let's talk about what I did do. Focus on the positives, right? Alright, so I finished my Sally socks. So, the cuffs and heels are a Regia that I had in my stash, and then the socks are Knit Pits Felici in the Sally colorway. I don't remember what year that was from, but Nightmare Before Christmas, so that was my jam. So I really wanted these off the needles because I wanted to start new socks, and I finished my husband's socks last week and got these finished this week. So that was the first one. And now my cat is walking across my keyboard and walking in front of the camera because he's ever so helpful like that. Oh, sorry. He bumped the camera. What are you doing? Did you just feel the need to come say hi? Hmm? Or did you get too warm in the window? Did you get too warm in the window? Okay, there you go. So, back to the crafting. Finished the socks. Well, that meant 2 new socks got started. So, in my St. Patty's Day bag, we have the first pair of socks I started. And these are for my husband. And this is where I'm at. So this, the cuff is Cascade Heritage. I don't remember the colorway. And then, if I can find it, I know the label's around here somewhere. Yep. Okay, that's the last label. Okay. So that's the yarn. And this is, again, a Knit Pits Felici, and this is Time Traveler. And it is on size 0. These are Zings. And so, yeah, 0, 2.0 millimeter needles. I got the first 2 stripes done. I have a progress keeper in here somewhere that I'll have to stick in there. Oh wait, there it is. It's St. Patty's Day inspired, or St. Patty's Day themed stitch markers. These socks are for my husband. So the cuff, heels, and toes will be in the cream color, because that is how you get a pair of socks out of one skein, 150 gram ball of Felici. Is you just do contrast strength cuffs, heels, and toes. My husband doesn't really require super long socks either. I hate super long socks, so I'll probably do 3 stripes and see where that sits, and then decide if I want to go for a 4 stripe or not. But yeah, and then I'll get a pair of socks out of the Felici for him. So that was the first pair of socks that got started this week, or this weekend. Lexi, what are you doing? Quit licking my floor. Alright. The next pair of socks are living in my silver shed bag, the one where the kitties are learning knitting in school. Teacher loved it. Obviously like cats, as my cat is sitting here joining me. Alright. I started this pair of socks over the weekend, and I am on the heel flap. Mostly because I was proctoring an exam yesterday, which meant sitting there watching the kids or walking around, depending on what needed to be done. So that was a lot of sitting and watching kids. And then we had to stay in the room until all the other classes were finished testing, even though we were finished testing. So that was a lot of sitting and yeah. So I am very glad that's over. And then after we did the PSAT and the kids played card games when we were done, after lunch, we had a volleyball tournament, and so I was sitting in the gym supervising kiddos. So that was a lot of sock knitting while you watch kiddos. So yeah. So I will probably get the heel done by the end of the week, which means this sock will be well on the way to being complete. What is the yarn? That's a good question. This is fishnets, and it is Easter grass. It is being knit on Chigu red lace, US 0 2.0 millimeter. And I am just using a vanilla sock recipe, nothing fancy. I almost did Kay Jones, the Bakery Bears, carnival socks, I think it is, pattern she was talking about the other day on the podcast. I almost decided to do that with this, but because I use it as mindless knitting while I'm not paying attention and watching kiddos and stuff, vanilla socks is way better for not paying attention and watching kids. So that's what I'm doing. So, can I get them done by Easter? Probably not. But it's an interesting concept to see if I can. It'd be kind of cool to have Easter socks for Easter. But Easter is less than 2 weeks away. So probably not. But close. I'll be close. Unless I lose steam. So that's that project. Alright. Am I harsh in your groove there, Belly? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Alright. Next up is, this is a Tunisian crochet project I was working on this morning, so it's not even in its bag right now. I did not get much done on this. As you can see, that's where I was. That's where I'm at now. Again, just, I wanted the socks done, so the socks took focus, and then, a lot of other stuff going on, so this just didn't see as much progress. So this is a Tony Lipsy pattern. I, for the life of me, can't remember the name of it, and my computer is not out. So I'm a horrible podcaster, what can I say? But the yarn is a Lion Brand Mandala sequins, and the colorway is Amartine. So this is the second cake. I'm almost done with the first one, and then I will do the second one. This is just going into my Christmas present stash. So yeah, that's where that one is. Again, didn't see a ton of progress. It is living in my Lila Styles project bag. This is my Hocus Pocus one. I love her bags. So that's that one. Let's actually put it where it belongs instead of just throwing it back on the bed. Alright. Yes, you're a good kitty. You don't say. Next up. And this is a bag my sister-in-law gifted me. That one of her friends made. Coffee Gnomes. This is my favorite things inspired blanket. I didn't get a ton done. You can see where the progress keeper is. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a row. I was dealing with some pretty nasty insomnia last week. So I started knitting on this in an effort to help me fall asleep. I really need to start doing this at night because it's a great way to just relax my mind and fall asleep. But I don't get a ton done on it. I just did a few rows and then I zonk out. But it works for that. So for now, that works. Okay. Yes, Abel. I see you. Alright. This is my boxy sweater. My worsted weight boxy from now I'm drawing a blank. Trying to remember who the boxy is by. Yeah, can't remember now. I am doing horribly with names. So I'm sitting here looking at the stitches. I need to evaluate this. I have been working on this on the treadmill in the morning. The problem is the basement lighting isn't great, and these are dark stitches, so I really need to kind of see how this works out. I haven't been on the treadmill in the last couple days because I've been so groggy when I wake up in the morning that I don't really feel like it's a good idea to get on the treadmill and walk for half an hour when I can't walk in a straight line because I'm so groggy. So I've been not down there. So but I've been working on this. I really want to get this done, so it's got to go back into getting at least a half an hour or so, which is why it was on the treadmill, because then it's guaranteed somewhere between 20 minutes and 20 to 30 minutes every day. So, and it has the potential for being a mindless knit. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. So, it would also probably be a good candidate for a mindless knit while I am trying to unwind, because it's just knit round and round right now. And I have 11 inches or something of round and round to do, and it gets boring, and then I want to do something else. And I have plenty of projects, so boring just... I want the finished object, but the process is not something I enjoy. So if I can do it on the treadmill, that's the bomb. And I'm hoping by next week we'll be back in the groove on the treadmill, so that sees some actual progress. If I can knit a baby blanket on the treadmill, I know I can knit a sweater on a treadmill. I just need to concentrate and not be so tired I can't put one foot in front of the other. Alright, last journey project. It's living in another one of my handmade bags. And this is another Tunisian crochet. So I showed this last week, and then I ended up later that night pulling it all out and restarting it because I wasn't liking the way it looked. Again, I have no idea what the pattern name or designer is, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not really following the pattern much anyway. So this is going to be a triangle shawl. You can start to see the shape. And that's about the only thing I used the pattern for. So this is where we're at. Like I said, I was not even this far when I ripped it out the last time, but it's looking much better now. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I'm just learning, and it's okay enough for me. So we'll see how long we stay. So this is going to be a green shawl, and I'm using leading in fiber sminnies, and then I have a full skein that I'm going to use as well. So like I said, I'm not really following the pattern, except for I wanted to make sure I knew how to do the shaping. So I just used a pattern I found that I liked the shape, and that's how I'm doing that. And could I have done some research? Yes. But I also could just buy a pattern and read how they shaped it. So that's what I did. So yeah. And let's put the hook back in there before oh yep, pull stitches out like I've already done before it gets any worse. So there's that. Been working on that a little bit, but again, socks took precedent because I wanted the socks. So there's that one. Alright, last two things. I started a new diamond painting. So I am working on this little froggy. Hopefully you can see him. And that's all the farther I've gotten right now. I've been doing like a little square a day. However, yesterday was the first day I didn't do Monday I didn't do the little square because I was so far behind on schoolwork. And last night, I had to do my math homework. And so by the time I got all that done, and then I had to go get dog food, all that crap, I didn't get a chance to do my square. So I've just been I'm going to just do a little bit every day till I get it done. Won't take me that long. It's not that big, and it's pretty easy. But I felt like getting the diamond painting out. I wanted to work on it. I enjoy my diamond painting, and so yeah. One. And then the coloring is still a thing, and I've been enjoying. I've been doing the Easter thing. I really like the bunny. I will say I really, really, really hate this paper. So I have 3 different sets of colored pencils that I've used on this paper, and I don't enjoy working with any of those pencils on this paper. I'm gonna say the colored pencils that I used on the bunny look the best. But I am not really enjoying the paper. Which is a shame because I enjoyed the picture, and I really want to enjoy the project, but I am not enjoying the paper. The colors don't lay down as nicely as they should. They don't blend as nicely as they should. It's just a struggle. And while I am not some great colorist, I expect better results than that. And yeah, I'm just not enjoying these pages, which is a shame. I may just start scanning the pages in and printing them on better paper. That may just be what I start doing with that book, because I love the pictures. They're super cute. but I don't enjoy the paper. And it's not worth it if you don't enjoy it. So, there is that. Let's talk about future plans. So, what am I going to do this week? I am going to start with, after this video is filmed, probably doing some crafting. I'm probably going to do some cross stitch. And probably work on some socks because in front of me is yarn for casting on another pair of socks. And I will explain that in a minute. But yeah, anything else is just going to be work on what so moves me. And that's what project I will work on. It's not like I don't have enough. So, there's that. But cast on new socks, you say? You haven't finished the first two. Well, I'm a science teacher and a yarn craft addict, and there's a solar eclipse in a few weeks. And in my stash, I happen to have some Living Your Dreams yarn, and the colorway is Helios, which is the Greek sun god. I couldn't resist. I feel like on the day of the eclipse, I need a pair of socks to start. I am going to take my class outside. Actually, most of the school is probably going to be outside that day. And for those of you who don't know, I teach in a K-12 building. So, I have a lesson plan all dedicated. I know you couldn't care less. But hey, I have a lesson plan all about why we study the solar eclipses. And the kids tend to like to ask me what I'm working on, so I thought it would be super cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to do socks or if I'm going to get like some stroll pucker or something and do like a super cool shawl. I mean, if I could find a shawl that would just go with this theme, that might be fun. The kids would enjoy that. I would enjoy that. And while we're sitting outside watching the eclipse, if it's mindless knitting, I can totally jam out on that. So, it's either going to be socks or it's going to be a shawl. I haven't decided which. But I feel like it needs to be something to mark the occasion. The last solar eclipse in 2017 that came through my area, I did a cross stitch, and that hangs up in my classroom. So I don't want to do the same cross stitch again. I want to do something different. So I'm thinking I have super cool yarn and geeky, my jam. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something with that. So I need to figure that out before the solar eclipse, which is like April 8th. So that'll be super awesome. And yeah, I think that is all I have for tonight. So, a little chaotic, but chaos is my life. I try and embrace the chaos and enjoy the crafting and do what so moves me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below. And I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye now.